Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back for another Total War video with the Terminator. Now as you all know, I am the biggest fan of Divide Et Impera for Rome 2 Total War. It's where I started this channel with beginner's guide videos, faction guides, and even a developer interview with Cam, one of the main modders, in which he was wearing a proper medieval chain armor. It was just awesome. In today's video though, I'm going to show you a submod for DEI that aims to make the gameplay the most immersive experience it's ever been, and that is the ultimate 12 turns per year submod made by one of my subscribers, Damien Vincent. If you've been playing the usual 4 turns per year but you think seasonal effects are a bit too short-lived, if you think it's just a little bit too easy for some factions, if you want your generals to live a bit longer, this is the mod for you. So let's get started. Divide Et Impera is for me the best way to play Rome 2 Total War, with mechanics like population, supply, enhanced seasonal effects, and the better AI all around. It just makes the game so much more enjoyable to play. At 4 turns per year though, you miss out on things like really preparing your invasions, really feeling the brunt of seasonal effects on your armies and your empire management, and your characters tend to die pretty quickly. Enter the ultimate 12 turns per year submod, which aims to make all of that better and more immersive. You feel every season for 3 to 4 turns, which means harsher winters, hotter summers, and everything in between. This affects food production, public happiness, unit replenishment, tax income, and more. So first and foremost, the best part of this submod is you have a lot more campaign management to deal with. DEI has all these fantastic mechanics, but the fact is they're not quite brought to life enough in 4 turns per year. But at 12 turns per year, you need to make sure you have things like ample food supply, otherwise public order is going to hit rock bottom. You need to plan your invasions carefully, otherwise you might have some hefty attrition on your armies with more just 1 turn of winter. All of this and more is just plain realistic, which is why I love it. The great thing is this isn't just a generic 12 turns per year mod. The ultimate 12 turns per year submod changes other aspects of DEI as well. Recruitment times between different types of units have been changed to reflect the new turn times, so light units are 1 turn, medium units are 2 turns, and heavy units are a whopping 4 turns per year. Movement distance has also been nerfed between generals and agents, so you need to take more time to get from point A to B. Generals and agents obviously also age slower, but they also gain experience a lot slower as well. And finally, the time it takes to research your technologies is also a lot slower. The campaign as a whole has seen a massive change to make 12 turns per year properly playable here. And to be honest, the modder has done a really good job overall. It works really, really well. What you're getting with this mod essentially is the chance to play a hyper-realistic version of DEI in which you have more of an opportunity to create a story around your campaign. In my Athens campaign, for example, I decided there was a growing threat in Larissa as the Aetolians, under Roman sponsorship, were rapidly growing their armies to get ready for a spring invasion of Epirus. Seeing the growing threat across my border, I rallied the Athenian Senate and within a year raised a small army to strike at the capital city with the support of Macedon, and this of course led to war with Rome itself, which I'll have to deal with later. My second campaign started as Octavian in Imperator Augustus. In my campaign, I decided to follow a unique narrative in which Octavian had gone completely bonkers and didn't trust any of his current vassals and therefore ordered a full invasion of the Helvetii. He'd gone completely mad and in doing so neglected to have proper food supplies in his empire, so his people started starving, and he himself went on a rampage with his army through Iberia to exact his revenge on Lepidus. It was going great until having no food started crippling my armies, of course. This is exactly what this mod is all about. DEI 4 turns per year is great, don't get me wrong, but with 12 turns per year and all the changes it comes with, you have a proper chance at having what seems like a more realistic, unique sandbox playthrough. It's more immersive in many ways, and it's polished enough that whatever campaign you're playing, barring Empire Divided maybe, you're gonna have a good time. Now, at this point in the video, I've told you everything that's good about the ultimate 12 turns per year submod and why I'm enjoying it. but there are parts of it that aren't so good, and I am obligated to warn you about them. So first off is the AI. I'm not 100% convinced that it has the same recruitment times, that it has the same reduction in movement points, or that it takes the same seasonal changes on board when it comes to waging wars, which is a shame. To be quite honest, I'm not sure how easy it is to really mod the AI side on these kinds of changes, so it might be a big hurdle to ask for, but the fact that the AI behaves like vanilla detracts from the overall experience. The second issue here is that the campaign is a lot slower. Often I find that I'm clicking the end turn button, making one change and then ending the turn again, then making one change and ending the turn again, and so on and so forth. And this is honestly a problem really with all 12 turns per year mods. The campaign is just a lot slower. For players with personal storytelling type campaigns, it's great, but for everyone else who wants to just play a Total War campaign, I think it's going to be a bit too slow. I mean, hell, most people say DEI is too slow as it is. This takes that to a whole new level. And finally, there are other mechanics in DEI that this submod does not change or adapt enough to the new 12 turns per year system. So I'm not 100% sure whether population growth or region growth has been factored in, or supply production and consumption, which surely should be a lot slower. But worst of all really is the reform system, where as Rome, for example, you still get the Marian reforms after 100 turns. And it's the same case for other factions as well. So if you're starting at 278 BC, you'll probably get the Marian reforms at least by 269 BC, which just sounds a bit ridiculous. But what I'm talking about here, all these issues that I'm saying, is it's not really unique to this ultimate 12 turns per year submod. Many of the issues I've just spoken about here are problems with all 12 turns per year mods. You will never get an AI that adapts to these changes. You'll never have every mechanic change to work in 12 turns per year. It just will never be fully immersive. You can pretend, of course, and I'm sure many players do when they play mods like this, but for me, that's a jumping off point. Mods that deliver 12 turns per year are simply too limited by the game itself to be immersive enough to fully realize its potential. If none of that bothers you though, if you enjoy the slower pace, the fully impactful seasonal effects, the more realistic recruitment, replenishment, research, building systems, and all the potential narrative gameplay that these changes provide, then this is 100% the mod for you. The modder has put in a lot of effort to make all these systems work together, to be more important to manage, and to make a big difference to the way you play. What has been done here is impressive. It is polished, and if you like what you see, then I highly recommend you check it out. Overall, the DEI Ultimate 12 Turns Per Year submod is a very cool experience, and it's still constantly being updated. The modder listens to constructive feedback and is always looking to improve his work here, so if you do give it a try, make sure to give the submod in the workshop a star rating and drop a comment with your thoughts or feedback. I'm sure he would really appreciate it. And that's it for today, guys. You can find a link to the submod in the video description below, so get in there and get downloading. I've also linked the official Discord server where you can find the main modder, Damien, to ask him any questions or leave feedback as well. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and found it informative. Subscribe for more Total War content, gameplay, and news, and do consider supporting me directly by becoming a member of the channel, signing up on Patreon, or buying me a coffee. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.